Xbox is not trying to sell new gaming consoles. This is not new. This has been known. They've been upfront and very forward and transparent with their strategy. Consoles is not the future. Hardware is not the future from Xbox. Yet everybody, since the Redfall fiasco of last week and the interview on the Kind of Funny Games cast, which shout out to them, it was a really good interview. Everybody is latching on to what Phil Spencer said and is trying to claim that this is new revelation, that Phil Spencer is admitting defeat, that Xbox is done. That's not the case at all. That's not what he said. They're not concerned about competing in the console space. This isn't new. Their strategy is Game Pass, subscription gaming, cloud gaming. This is their strategy. It has been all along. And it's being misconstrued as something that it's not. And it's being misconstrued for, honestly, bad faith reasons. It's players that have an axe to grind. It's journalists that just don't like Xbox for whatever reason, which sounds silly to me, but tribalism, it exists even in gaming. And so this article here by Axios, and shout out to Stephen Totilo. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I apologize if that's not how it is, but he gets this right. He does. This is one of the only correct analysis that I've seen from the Phil Spencer interview, where they're not just trying to twist it and make Xbox look bad and like it's defeatist. No, Xbox is fine. Xbox is going to be fine. Do we want to see their first party title be better? Yes, absolutely. Do we know why they decided to put all this marketing budget and hype behind Redfall? No, that has to change. That's unacceptable for sure. But Xbox's strategy has not changed. It isn't changing. They've been transparent about it. And I think this article here at Axios, again, shout out to Stephen Totilo, absolutely nails it. Microsoft reframes the gaming narrative here. They predict third place finish as Microsoft reframes gaming narrative. This is a little bit of a clickbaity headline because it's really about the reframing. Let's go through this, though, because he's absolutely correct. Again, this isn't new. This is not new. All the anti-Xbox people, this is not new. This is their strategy. You're going to look back on this with fondness and think, damn, Xbox is crushing it now. They remember back when we thought they were still concerned about selling consoles? No, they crushed us because they changed it. They changed the game. They're not concerned about competing on console sales. All right, here's what he has to say. The Xbox will not outsell Sony's PlayStation or Nintendo Switch this console generation, according to Microsoft's head of gaming, Phil Spencer. Why it matters. This is a really good breakdown. Why it matters. Some of the most dour assessments of Microsoft's video game strategy of late have come from Microsoft itself. Here it is. Microsoft isn't giving up on consoles or games, but rather is attempting to reframe the narrative in an unusually blunt way, reminiscent of a successful Nintendo pivot nearly 2 decades ago. What Nintendo pivot is he talking about? He's talking about Nintendo stopping trying to compete with the GameCube. Remember when GameCube was trying to compete with PlayStation 2 and the Xbox and then the Xbox 360, and they couldn't. They said, so Nintendo said, all right, we're out of this console race. We're out of this arms race. Instead, we're going to focus on fun. And they went the direction of the Wii, where there was these input controllers. And guess what happened? They absolutely crushed it. They became the number one selling console that generation, and have crushed it ever since, even with the portability of the Nintendo Switch. They changed it. They're not competing directly with PlayStation. It's called the Blue Ocean Strategy. If you've not read marketing, it's one of the greatest marketing books out there. The Blue Ocean Strategy. Basically, there are red ocean and blue oceans. Red oceans are where the competition currently exists. Blue oceans are you changing your product and creating a whole new industry, a whole new market share in this new market. That's what Microsoft is doing. Microsoft is going after the blue ocean. Companies have gone after blue oceans before. Apple with the iPhone. Apple with the iPod. That's why Apple's one of the richest companies in the world, because of the Blue Ocean Strategy. That's what Microsoft is doing here. That's what they're applying to the gaming space right now. It's why they're so forward thinking in my mind. This is it. Shift it. Consoles are only good for as many people who can afford to buy a console. Imagine if that was just software. Imagine if you could play it through your phone, through the cloud. That's the future of gaming. Anyways, let's continue with what is said in this article. So right here, we already went over this. It's reminiscent of the successful Nintendo pivot nearly two years ago. Here's what they're saying. This is what Spencer said. We're not in the business of out-consoling Sony or out-consoling Nintendo. No, they're not. What are they in the business of? Game Pass. It's just not true. that if we go off on Build Great Games, all of a sudden you're going to see console share shift in some dramatic way. This is the red ocean strategy. We can be better than our competition and we're going to steal a share of a market that already exists. Red ocean strategy. Microsoft wants a blue ocean strategy. We're going to create an industry in and of itself. We're not even going to compete with these guys. That's what's happening here. Let's see. Here it is. It's true that Xbox is third place among consoles, but it is also in Microsoft's interest to ensure people see Sony as a market leader whose dominance is compelling Microsoft to innovate to compete. This is them going after the third party. Spencer saying Microsoft has a different vision isn't far removed from Nintendo's talk in the late 2000s of competing in less bloodied blue oceans. Then this is where he references the blue ocean strategies. Again, highly recommend that book. It's so good. They're trying to create a whole new market, and that is Game Pass, everybody. They're not concerned with consoles. The Mario Maker had dramatically trailed PlayStation for two console generations before giving up on the console horsepower race in 2006 and launching the relatively weak motion-controlled Wii. The approachable Wii was a massive industry-transforming hit, attracting people who normally would have never bought a console. Truth. And since then, they've never looked back. Nintendo absolutely crushes it. Microsoft in recent years has espoused a barrier-breaking approach, launching its marquee games on PC and console at the same time, bundling them into an optional monthly paid Game Pass subscription, and making many of the games in that plan playable on phones, TVs, tablets, via cloud technology. Here's what Phil Spencer said. I'm just going to say there's not a win for Xbox in staying in the wake of somebody else. That's what Phil Spencer said to Kind of Funny. Thank you, Axios. This is one of the only analysis that I've seen that is correct. And again, this is not new. This is not something that Xbox is trying to hide. They're transparent about it. They're going in a different direction. They're not trying to compete in the console space. And so everybody taking these quotes out of context and saying, this is disheartening. Why is Xbox not trying to compete in the console? This is not new, everybody. This is it. And they're trying to make Xbox look bad. And this is the reason that Redfall was terrible. No, I don't know the reason that Redfall was terrible or that the marketing dollars went behind Redfall. That's a miss somewhere for sure. But I think this is the correct path. I think Xbox is absolutely generation leading here. I think they absolutely are going to create that blue ocean for themselves. I know people in my own life who are hardcore PC gamers that own a subscription to Game Pass because of the value there. They will never buy an Xbox console. They will always be PC gamers. That's an entirely new market that Xbox is opening up to itself, an entirely new business model. And I think you're seeing Sony actually afraid of what happens if Xbox gets the Activision Blizzard deal. That's why they opposed it so hardcore, because you combine that with this new business model and we're off to the races. We are off to the races. Everybody taking Xbox out of context, everybody trying to make Xbox look bad. You're going to look bad. You're going to have egg on your face. I'm saying it now. Am I an Xbox fanboy? Yes. But am I wrong? No, I'm not. You are. Let me know what you think. Honestly, let me know if I am wrong in the description below. Not the description, in the comments below. Again, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to this channel. My name is X1 the Gamer. We do Xbox videos here every single day. Xbox. New direction. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think this analysis is correct? Do you think that there's bad faith arguments being made? I do. I see it everywhere. And it's kind of annoying. Anyways, let me know what you think. Hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you next time.